Hold on. Oh, I actually ate all my food. Oh my god, I'm ready. Sorry. I don't mean to be smacking. And I don't want to take too much time with what we got to get into today. But before anything, it's the six paths commandments. Six paths dice here. Mr. Lane, if you need me. How y'all doing? I'm good. It's all right. Relax. You good? Want some sports drink? L-arginine? Sugar-free flavor pack? With spring water? Whatever. More for me. And what we got more of is the things I got time for. And what I got time for today is Princella versus B. Taylor. I didn't know I needed to see this grudge match. I needed to see this heavyweight bout. This is the heavyweight bout of hyenas. They such big hyenas that they wound up together. That's a wild concept. I mean, anyway, so if you don't know, Princella is a content creator in the Black YouTube space, the so-called Black women's empowerment space, and mostly it's content. It's really content for broken people, like people who've had really bad experiences, and women who are like late 20s and on, because the reality is this: by a certain age, you're going to have a certain number of experiences. Multiple relationships usually means multiple bad experiences, because people usually break up for a reason, right? Well, something happens, but breakups are really traumatic, right? So the point where we become human beings who want to customize our existence to the point where we want to avoid all pain. And what happens when people go through these traumatic experiences is that their mind tries to problem solve as to how do we avoid this happening again and again. And it brings us back to my theory. No, not my theory, but this the lesson I've been teaching on. When bad things happen, you are faced with two decisions. Do I become a hero or do I become a villain? Meaning, will I learn from what happened, make a commitment to getting over it, and not seek any kind of revenge? People don't usually try to really get revenge on the person that did them wrong. They try to get revenge on really whoever they feel as though, I don't say they can prey upon, but people who represent that person to them. Like, so for example, most women, if their dad wasn't around like that, or if their dad wasn't active, whatever they dad, you will have to deal with whatever their dad did, whether he was there or not, and what kind of father he was. And if she has resentment towards him, she'll never really know how to really have a consistent, healthy relationship with you. And to a certain degree, at times we question, like, was things better when we were fighting white supremacy to the point where white folks could still come and terrorize us and throw and bomb us and attack us and destroy businesses and all types of just create legislation, all type of stuff. Was things better back then? Maybe they weren't necessarily better, but those problems did unite us. And I've heard this before about how once the Civil Rights Act passed, Black women figured, well, I don't really need a black man anymore because, seemingly the government is my friend. Why am I saying all these things? I'm saying all these things because this is the end game of feminism. It's the end game. And Black women's empowerment is a myth, is a lie. The reality is this. Not that I don't think that women aren't capable of having meaningful relationships. But the nature of women is to be emotional, and one of those emotions is jealousy. Women do not want to see their friend have a better man than them, or see their friend have a better life. Not really, you know what I mean. And you don't necessarily have to be that person. But I mean, like, you got to really care about somebody and love someone and really, do you really feel happy to see your friend have a better car than you? I mean, again, don't get me wrong. If you have a similar car or somewhere around that level and whatnot, it ain't that bad. But if you're driving a bucket, or better yet, you don't have a car, I mean, how happy are you? Right? And this is the year of, we got to support the women and not lying to each other anymore. This is going to be the last year of lying. No more lies. Okay? Hashtag no more lies. No more lies. Because lying to women is how we get B. Taylor in a situation where she's supposed to be the kind of woman that men just throw money at her feet. She walking. You remember in Coming to America when King Joffrey Joe was walking and people are getting in front of him to throw down rose petals and stuff like that. You know that B. Taylor done been somewhere when it's just dollars all over the floor. I said, "Oh shit, B. Taylor has been here." Like, she can't walk unless people throw dollars in front of her. And she left her kingdom like Princess Hakima. Princess Hakima left her kingdom and came to the raggedy road of Princella to prove a point. Because all this was also to prove a point. I think this probably also started with, I'm going to give the Manosphere something to talk about. Because I know they can't stand this broad right here. It probably started that way. And vice versa for Princella. They knew, like, all right, once the Manosphere see us together, it's going to be crazy. And it brings us back to the same point of, even a lesbian want a man. And Princella proves that. Because Princella is trying to prove a point too. Trying to prove a point to her ex-husband. Well, not even ex-husband, to her husband. To the point that Princella has full-fledged become the man she wants her husband to be. She probably acts super crazy, impossible to be with. And old homeboy probably just had to just move on and just had to get away from her. Now, I always knew that Princella was crazy. I just listened to her talk and stuff like that. So this whole story is not surprising to me. Anywho, but this is the year that we're going to stop the lies. No more lies, guys, please. Okay. All right, we 8 minutes in. Let's go ahead and get it cracking, y'all. What's good, yo? Let's go ahead and fair use it up. Fair use. I gotta go camera anyway. Fair use, y'all. You two don't be hating. B. Taylor don't hate. And thank you.
I said no. I started speaking up and finding my voice. That's what happened. And you could not control me anymore. You couldn't silence me to not speak up against you anymore. So what do you do with a person like that you can't control? You got to get rid of them. But so we did end up breaking up, and we got into an argument again because she was mad about, she said she's not jealous, but she was mad about me talking about a woman that's a mentor in my life and like saying how educated and smart, because this woman's a doctor. And she was like, well, you act like I don't talk like that. And I'm like, what? Why are you making this about you? Well, I felt like you was talking about me, and like, I feel like you hurt my feelings saying this. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you feel that way. Like, it was just always something I did wrong to make her upset. There's no making her happy. Even with her second girlfriend, she just talked about how, she yelled at her, and that the girl wouldn't talk to her at times because she would hurt her feelings. Now that I started to get my feelings hurt because I was being yelled at, I started to realize she did the same thing to her ex-girlfriend. And then the first girlfriend that she had, she talked so much crap about her, saying, oh, she was crazy, she was jealous, she was possessive. Then she started telling people I was possessive and jealous. And I'm like, I ain't jealous of you. I'm not jealous of anybody trying to talk to you. I'm not intimidated by that. I don't care about none of that. But you're trying to put that on me because you want me to be jealous. Even when I would play into it, be like, oh my God, who is that girl? She'd be like, like she would love it. She wanted me to be jealous. She wanted me to, you know, she even said, I don't see anything wrong with being jealous and possessive. But then you get online and shape me out to be that person as if it was a bad thing, even though I was not that to you. I was not that to you. So she ended up initiating the breakup. Yes, because I couldn't do it. I was too scared to do it. I knew that she had to be done with me for it to be a peaceful breakup, right? That's what I thought, right? But the witnesses the people that know me and I've been talking to, they know I've been suffering mentally being in this relationship with her as well. She said she was suffering mentally. I was suffering greatly mentally. And I was silencing my voice. So when she initiated, I didn't say, oh my God, why? I was like, yeah, I think that, you know what? I accept that and I understand that. And I called her and I said, it don't got to be no beef. We could still be friends. I don't feel like it's wise to bring it out in the public because, you know, people have been wishing on our downfall. You know, that's to protect you and me, you know. And so I did that in a way to protect us, you know. I wasn't doing that in a way to try to get back with her, but she would still call me every single day, all day, all night, all morning. She would call me after her live streams. She would invite me to her Wednesday night Zoom calls. She definitely wanted me all around her. And I'm like, okay, well, we're not together. I guess we just friends. You know, we could still hang out. But then it became a point where she wanted to be intimate. She wanted to do all these things. And I'm like, no, we friends. So we're supposed to be friends, right? She come to my house. This is when we're friends. We're all having a good time. And she kisses me. I'm like, I look at her like, and she just smiled like, oh, we weren't together for Valentine's Day. Like she kissed me and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, and she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So in her mind, we was back together. I didn't know that. I'm like, I didn't know we was back together. So then she'll get mad at me again and be like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I said, okay, P, it's cool. I understand that. I didn't even think then I even told her, it's not like we together anyway. She got, oh, yeah, yeah, we not together, right? And I'm gonna go online and to let people know that we not together and that I'm single because I ain't got time for nobody to not know because I'm ready to, you know, make sure that I'm available to other people. So I'm gonna go on. It was like she was kind of like playing until she knew I didn't want it to be public and she knew I didn't want no public backlash. But it was kind of like once I said, well, we not together, she was like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go online and let people know that we're not together. And I was like, okay, like that's not what I wasn't saying it in an offensive way. Like I'm trying to ease the situation. We weren't together, but it was like a back and forth. She gets on her TikTok and say, oh, B. Taylor's just mad because she wanted to be with me and she didn't want us to break up and never, that's not the case. That's a lie. That's not the truth. She wants to play like I'm this hurt, bitter person that's mad because I was dumped and broken up with, but you paid $700 to fly me to LA with you. You pay for everything in LA. And she, even before LA, mind you, this was last month. And so this is for the people who she got on live and said, I'm mad and bitter. Okay, I'm mad and bitter, right? I'm mad and bitter that you don't want me anymore and that you keeping me around because I want to be friends with you, right? But what is this? Hold on. This right here, what I'm about to show y'all, was just last month. This was just last month before we went to LA. Why are you making songs for me? Very talented woman. But she literally sent me this video and said, this is our song.
Let the state property going on. Are you?
Okay. So this was just last month. We've been broken up, but this was just last month. This was just last month. You made that song when I was on the phone with you. You was excited about making that song. And you said, this is our song. Send this to Skills for sure. And I was very impressed because I was like, oh, you literally made up that song on the fly. Like, I've never seen nobody like that. I think she's very gifted, very, very gifted. She dedicated that song to me. I was on the phone with her when she made that song and was like, sent the video to me and said, send this to your friends and let them know how much I love you and care about you so they can see how good I treat you. You wanted me to show that video off. So here, Princella, I showed the video, the world, how much you love B. Taylor, how much you cared about B. Taylor. But this was right before LA, and this was after we were broken up. Why are you making songs about me and for me and dedicated a song to me? If I was this pump and dump, if I was this, oh, she's turmoil, she brings drama, but you, baby, you was playing them fingers. Them fingers was going. Them fingers was going. Y'all want me to play it again? She made the song up. Up until 5 o'clock in the morning, convincing people that I was such a horrible person. She didn't even hear she didn't even know I was listening to the video to me and said, send this to your friends and let them know. The woman, I told her playing instruments is like a turn on for me. You're like, you can play an instrument and make up a song. That is a very big turn on for me. You know, so that whole time she's trying to seduce me. When can you munch? Again, I'm like, you know, whatever. Then we get into it a week after that. We get into it. What happened? Yeah, we get into it a week after on her TikTok, and y'all saw, a lot of y'all didn't see because it wasn't recorded. But a lot of y'all saw us getting into it and her yelling and going off. And she stayed up until 5 o'clock in the morning, convincing people that I was such a horrible person. She didn't even hear she didn't even know I was listening to her live. I said I was going to bed and I wasn't going to argue with her. She stayed up all night. I told her, stop yelling. The kids are asleep. I got your baby girl in the bed asleep. I got my kids asleep. Like, why are you yelling? Why are you doing too much? But she stayed up all night talking mess about me, saying like, oh, B. Taylor this, B. Taylor that, B. Taylor that. And even then after, she still paid. She paid the money, and then she upgraded our seat. So the tickets in total was like $700, I think, per seat or whatever. So we not really getting along. I don't even really want to go on this trip, but she paid all this money. At this point, I'm about to refund her the $700 because I'm like, this is just so toxic. I'm not about to be away from my family. This was Easter weekend, y'all, April 1st, the weekend of April 1st. Okay. I ended up coming over there. She wanted me to come. She was saying like, the plan was for me to come over there and spend the night. I didn't. I don't like to spend the night over there. So when I'm trying to think, sorry, I'm losing contact. So when we went to LA, I'm gonna talk about LA. When we get
My bad, y'all. Let's stop for a second. Very interesting story. This is also a great example of how much women enjoy attention. Because I'm always fascinated at the kind of women who have kids and then will get into a lesbian relationship. And there's several reasons why, like I was saying before. I think this is kind of just things have gotten so good and life is so easy that we're all starting to make bad decisions to the point where we find a way to be self-destructive. Right. And what's also interesting is I think I played a video before where Princella was rapping. And guess what she's rapping about? She's rapping about her man, actually. And like actually snapping too. Like snapping. Like, the hook was pretty good, all that shit. It's always interesting. Like people who think differently, they're often multi-talented. So I'm letting you know. Anytime you come around someone who is multi-talented and stuff like that, or like they just musically inclined, you better watch out. Because the thing about someone who's multi-talented is that their mind works in different ways, and also they can be very creative, which is not a bad thing. But what starts happening is they're not able to see the obvious answer. They're not able to see the obvious solution sometimes because their mind can think of several different outcomes and several different ways of doing things. And again, and they'll get caught in, or they'll get caught up in the thinking stage. All right. Also, most people who are very creative are very sensitive. You know what I'm saying? That they usually they have to build up a tolerance for stress. You know what I mean? Hence, in the previous videos we heard about Princella, like, basically being extremely irritable and easily angered. There was a story that B-Tel told about. There was two. It was one where like uh they were in the car. I guess they were on live, and her drink was B-Tel. Basically, they had their drinks in the cup holders, and then B-Tel, you know what I'm saying, her drink basically was in not the wrong place, but basically the spots were switched, right? And Princella picks up B-Teller's drink, and when she realizes that it's not her drink, like she like loses it and gets really upset, like, oh my god, why is this up here? B-Teller told another story where I think it was like it was playing music, or I think the music was really loud, and she was like, "Oh my god, turn it down! Oh my god, I can't take it! Come on, please!" You know what I mean? And whenever you see someone have a sudden, just irate reaction, that's not normal. You don't overlook it, especially if they don't say sorry or something. It's not normal for someone to be extremely excited or easily angered by you or at you. Period. All right. Let's go ahead and watch. Oh yeah. I mentioned the attention piece because even now she keeps trying to prove to everyone that no, I was very important to this person. Let me show you guys a video she sent me of her doing a song, or she keeps going over these dollar amounts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Which is it's cool, but she is trying to validate herself upon Princella, and it's like, god damn, this is a L. It's like really a L. Like you have taken mad steps back. That shit is like a man who can get women. It's like a man who's capable of getting women and getting nice looking women. Say, all right, I had a few kids now. It didn't work out with my other children's mothers. So what I should do now is go and get me a trainer. Yep, that's what I should do. I should go and find me a guy that dresses like a girl. You know what I mean? And we're gonna go ahead and just rock out. Never happened. Anywho, let's go ahead and Let it cook a little bit longer.
To the airport, she's yelling at me at the airport. One eye is bigger than the other. She is yelling at me at the airport because we're getting into it, because I told her, like, I don't want to go on the plane with you if you're going to be treating me like shit. And she's like, it's already paid for. And so I'm crying at the airport looking like a dummy. And she yelling at me, and then she's like, oh, I don't like seeing you cry, and like, you know, whoop-de-whoop. And I said, look, P, I ain't got to never talk to you again. I ain't got to never talk to you again after this. Let's just go to LA and have fun, and I'll make sure to get out your hair, and I will never talk to you again. And she looked at me like she wanted to cry when I said that. But I'm like, bro, you say so much negative things about me. You say so much negative things about me.
Yo, she has a comment.
Why would I not just say, hey, you ain't got to worry about me no more. I will remove myself from your life. After this, you ain't gotta ever worry.
Oh, yeah, here's another thing too. I think it's really interesting because when we talk about this too, we all kind of getting into like the narc. Don't get me wrong. I think the modern woman is a narcissist. Period. Because, you know, for one, cannot be wrong. You know, does not want to do things that does not benefit them directly. Doesn't see the point in doing things that don't benefit them directly. Puts a lot of energy into making you think that you are the problem, so therefore you're always working on a solution, and they get to kind of chill. And not only that, like, you know, like it's interesting. Like, I was thinking about, like, when, I don't know, let's say someone offers, I don't know, let's say someone you don't have lunch, right? And your coworker could be like, oh, well, you know, I mean, I got some extra food. You hungry? And naturally, you might say, oh, no, I'm all right. Because you may feel like you've already figured out in your mind, oh, well, damn, I don't have lunch today, so it's all good. I'll eat after lunch. I'll eat after work, or I'll eat later on. So you've already problem solved for that in your mind. So naturally, you might say, no, I'm okay. And you may go as far as saying, oh, nah, I don't want you to do all that. Or I don't want to put you out your way. Because you're also thinking about, well, we shouldn't take things or ask for things that we don't need. The narcissist does not think like that. The narcissist always feels as though any and everything they want should be given to them. And they also feel entitled to people's time and energy and effort. And resources as well. So, anywho, and this is interesting. Like, Taylor, like, both of them are dealing with the modern woman, right? But another layer to the story is how the narc likes to convince you that if you don't do what they want, there will be consequences. So even yelling at you and stuff like that and getting mad at you, that's your consequence. They're training you to shut up and not make them do anything. So I will give Taylor that. Like, Princella did train her to shut up, be quiet, don't say anything. Because also a narc has no problem embarrassing you in public. No problem, because again, they don't relate to the idea of, yo, like, that's gonna hurt their feelings, or yo, that's gonna be really inconvenient for them, or yo, they probably don't want to do that. Another thing is, like, yo, they don't have a problem making you or ask you to do things that you do not want to do. Anywho, I'm gonna let her tell a little bit more of the story, then we're gonna go ahead and close out.
About me being turmoil. Okay, go to LA. She want to tell people that, oh, B. Taylor was mad I turned her down in LA. Let me tell you about LA. Let me tell you about LA. We in the same room, we in the same bed together. Okay. And it's night, and you start playing Korn out loud on the phone, and you start messing with yourself.
Yo, Princella is a nut ass freak bull. You a nut ass freak bull, yo. Like who does? Yo, you imagine having a. Yo, this was a guy. He would be so creepy. Like I guess at this, yeah. I'm sorry. Let me come back on camera. We gotta run through that again. In the very beginning of this relationship with Princella and B Teller, the first time they go out, she's showing her female corn and showing her a woman on woman sex act that she's not familiar with. You know what I mean? And this is all it took. And again, I'm starting to really realize, yo, what you got, if you want you a baddie in 2024, and you want to really elevate, and you want to, because all the guys are trying to find that surefire way. You know what I mean? To just make sure you can get the best woman possible. If you want her to look good, yo, you gonna have to be a lesbian, bro. That's the only thing I can think of. You're gonna have to just be a lesbian. That's the only way to secure your bad chick. Cause this is crazy.
While I'm laying right next to you and you're moaning loud. Why are you doing that? Why would you do that? But I was all on her, right? So I'm like, well, girl, I'm like, well, shit, what you want to know? Like, and she was like, no, I'm good. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, and I was joking about it the next day, like, girl, I ain't never got turned down. Like, I'm laughing, we joking about it.
Oh, so you did get turned. Oh, you did get turned down in LA then. First of all, this is stupid, B. What, B? Come on, B. Why was y'all in the same bed? Like, what? And also, why would you go if y'all not together? Why are you going on a couple's trip? This right here. Oh, let me make myself. I'm trying to leave, but she won't let me. This is also how vulnerable you brought this to a trip. Someone tell you that they going somewhere, going on a trip, man. Listen, I can't wait to go. All right, black women cannot turn down a trip to go nowhere, nigga. It could be a trip to hell. Like, listen, if they have some kind of excursion or influencers start going to like Hades and hell and being in fiery pits and whatnot, listen, if they could find a way to make that shit look sexy and take Instagram pics down there in hell, listen, that fact, you see all the baddies down there. All the girls from your neighborhood is trying to go on trips to hell. Yo, you heard about Bonquisha? She went to hell last week. She literally has been to hell and back. See what I did there? You don't deserve me. Y'all all ungrateful. It's your nature.
But I was like, you ain't gotta worry about me. It's cool. So then the next day, we go out and get breakfast and we drink it. And I'm like, oh, I want to go back and take a nap because I'm tired. I take a nap. She's playing porn again and playing with herself and moaning really loud next to me. Like, it ain't two separate beds.
Yeah, imagine her going to her ex-boyfriend and he starts putting on some prime and moaning real loud next to her. Yo, that'd be hold on. Gotta make sure I can see me. That'd be wild. You laying next to a man, he going hit him with the elbow. Not hard, but you just get tough. Like you get grazed by the elbow. Oh man, this is shenanigans. B Teller is up to no good shenanigans. The bacon is done. Hold on, yeah. Hold on. Make sure you can see my face again. The bacon is done. The bacon is done. You hit my air fryer. The bacon is done. The bacon is done. You know it be once. The bacon is done. The bacon is done. Yeah. The bacon is done. The bacon is done. My bacon is done. I heard that shit in the background, so I know the bacon. I want y'all to be a part of my life. I want you to share my world with me, like Future and Sierra.
We in the same bed together and you're doing this. Why are you doing that if you're not trying to seduce somebody? Why are you doing that if you're not trying to seduce somebody? Then the next day she do it again, but this time, you know, we kind of like playing around or whatever like that. You know, we had a moment or whatever. And she was like, no, I want to fully experience you again. Like, when can I munch? You know, I'm keeping it PG-13, but it was basically like, when can I munch on you? Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, I'm kind of like,
Oh, hold on. A man gotta be like perfect. But Princella just has to ask you when she can munch again. All right, yo. Let's bring it on home. I'm gonna let talk for a little more. Then we gonna be out.
I just wasn't interested. Wasn't too interested in that.
Big ass.
And so while she want to sit there and say, "Oh, I turned her down. She's mad. I turned her down." Baby, no, you was trying to munch for a show. Then this fallout happened, and we get into it where this fallout happened where we get into it. This is this fallout that some of y'all got on the recording, right? And so this is when she's like, oh, we're done. She sent this text message, like basically saying we're done. But I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? We not even together. But then, you know, when we came back from LA, I spent the night at her house or whatever like that. And she's cuddling, we cuddling or whatever like that. We cuddle, like all of that stuff, but we weren't like, you know, you feel this way about me, you know? Hey, Queen She, but you feel all this way about me, right? And then when I leave to go get her daughter breakfast, because I know she wasn't going to get her daughter no breakfast, she was going to sit on her book club and not feed her daughter in the morning. So I went and got her daughter and her some breakfast. And she was
like, my bad. I ain't realized
like, so I was on you. I was pressing on you, but you was wanting to kiss and lick up on me. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, you wanted too much? I'm sorry. This is not really.
But I was the one that was all on you. Baby girl, stop lying. Stop lying. You was leading it on as if you still wanted a relationship until we got into it again. And you said that this was a lot for you. This was a lot for you to handle, right? And I didn't text you back. That was the first time I ever not text you back. If you confused, baby, it's because you got a confused spirit. And I'm not reading the comments, by the way. I need to stop reading.
All right, we get right. You know what? I was trying to be like one of them people that like reacts live and whatnot, but yeah, I kind of judged poorly there. But hey, you know, I'm trying to do something different. See, I'm open to the possibility of being wrong. So that's why I let it rock for like mad long. So we got somewhere good. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, so a lot of that portion of the video is what I've heard angry man talk about as the concept of women not being able to take an L. So she kind of seems to be harping on this whole idea of Princella telling people that she was the one who dumped her or being rejected. It's like saying women do not like rejection at all. All right, to the point where like one way you know what woman likes you or she thinks very highly of you is when she wants you to think that other people find her really attractive, and she'll kind of hint at it. Again, plant these seeds. So listen, the skullduggery, the art of planting seeds in someone's mind is very interesting. It's the same as like, yo, if I tell you a story about, so you know, I just, you know, the dude gave me the wrong look and I just punched his fucking teeth out. And if I say it convincingly, right, and I look you in the eye while I say it, and I tell you, like, and I'm always telling stories like that about me doing some crazy shit, even if you're not exactly sure, unless you're a pretty confrontational person yourself, yo, you want to be a little intimidated. You'll be like, really? You did that? So it's interesting, just seeing this whole thing play out, but and what's interesting is that they both lying to themselves. And this is the year we're gonna stop lying. Stop lying to women. All right. Stop being nice. If they're not being nice, don't be nice. All right. Focus on just being a better fucking person. That's all I got. And shout out to these delts, my nigga. Look at these goddamn delts, nigga. I think this is called like the delt. This is the shoulder. Listen, nigga. The shoulders is shouldering, nigga. Okay, you understand? My body been bodying. Anyway, I'm out of here, man. Like, share, subscribe. We just being consistent over here. Don't mind me. I'm just being consistent. I'm just consistently blocking. Don't mind me. Black man is over here working hard. I'm a professional content creator. Can you believe it? Oh my God. I have my own channel. The channel makes money now. That's crazy. YouTube, you bugging for letting me on here. You're tripping. All right. To the Batmobile. All right. 6 Pass Dice, Mr. Lane. If you need me, man, I'm out. Like, share, and subscribe. Check me out on TikTok, 6 Pass Dice, and the 6 Pass Commandments on Instagram.